Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a lovely stream. I'm a little bit early, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to go through my UBC match with Kazuki. That's what one of my viewers requested, actually. So mop up. This one's for you. Let me get to the screen. And let's get into it. Here we go. So I open up with a 6-4, 6-1. Okay, 4-6. I come out. So we can see there's. I mean, we're gonna have to spoil it because we can see there are no errors here already. Double 5. Okay. Now, even so, he plays this double 5, and he makes the right play, makes the 3-point and the ace point, like it is on the, it shows you on the board. And then I remember thinking, well, if I fan, I think I'm going to pass, just because, well, and I should know these kind of, be able to interpolate, if that's the right word, these positions from other reference positions, but I just had a feeling that this was going to be a pass, because I've got, you can hardly see, there's a checker on the 9-point and there's another checker loose on the 15-point, and so he's just got a lot of threats. So I thought it was, I had this thought that even if I fan, I'm probably going to be passing already. And then I fan with the 1-6. He cubes really quickly. And I just, no harm in thinking about it for a little bit. So what is the reference position? I'm too tired to think, really. I mean, maybe if the checker on the 15 was safer back on the, in the inner board of Kazuki. Anyway, I pass after a few seconds. And we go on to game 2. So I'm just going to stop at interesting decisions, otherwise, you know, there isn't that much to say, really. I'll just call out the dice because they're a little bit difficult, so I'm not sure what picture quality this is recorded in or broadcast in. 2-1. Okay, so this is a decision. Hold on. Let's go back. Right. Here's the 2-1. Oh, it's really difficult to see. Hey Reese. So, can hardly see the checkers. So I guess it isn't really a decision because there's nothing else you can do. So you're going to come down with the 2, and then if you can do something constructive, then there's no real reason why you wouldn't split. So, right, then that was a waste of time. So 2-1 splitting. Yeah, I'll just keep the XG feed going. So 5-4 obviously he hits. This is an easy play hitting back. Board is like really difficult to see, dark. Okay, let me keep up. Hit back, obviously 2-6, just coming out is obvious. I'm just having a little look just to gather myself. Obviously I'm not thinking of cubing, I'm just... This is double one, this is obvious I'm going to hit and make. Just playing deliberately and slowly. He comes in with a 1-4, which is a good roll. Well, it's easy to play at least. And then here's my first difficult decision. So I have a 5-4 to play. Problem is, you can see it's a mistake. I'm not going to retranscribe it as I go because it's already been transcribed. I think if I was playing really quickly, I would probably just go all the way with the man from the back. But I'm guessing the reason I pause is because I've got a strong suspicion that there's a better play than that. Okay, hold on. So if I'd have gone with my gut, then I would have made a much smaller error, but there was a better play, but I didn't find it. Let me just go back a little bit to that 5-4 because I think it's interesting. And you do want to keep your checkers connected, so you want to keep the checker on the checkers on the 23 and the 24 connected. But I'm not sure why I didn't see that you can do that and not much cost, i.e. go to the 18 point. But when I split to the 20 point, then I didn't see that I gave so many shots from the 9 and the 8, and that he was going to... Well, he was going to have the opportunity to blitz me. So hold on, let me get my... I wonder if I can get these arrows working. Oh. Okay, never mind. So oops. Yeah, so I should have just come to the 18 point and come down to the 9 and kept them connected, rather than just give him so much stuff on me. But like I said, if I'd have just made my instinct play, which is to come out all the way from the back, and if you come up to the 14 point, I really wish I could use my arrows, but fucking I can't. So if I come to the 14 point, then I'm bearing down on the 8 point. I have numbers to make the 8 point with, or I have outfield control, I have coverage. So in fact, it looks like coming to the 14 is almost as good, if not better. Anyway, so right, so here is the 5-4. Again, I think I was kind of fooled by the visual appeal somehow of making this play 24-20 and 11-6. Double 3. He thought about this for ages and ages. I remember this. So obviously making the 5 point and then seeing that there were no better options. I would have just carried on and hit on the 2 point, but there's something about this that he didn't like. I'm not sure exactly what. I suppose people don't like to go deep and vacate a higher point, which is sort of more valuable. But for me, it was like quite an easy play because everything else is not that good. You can see how long he takes over this. He shuffles them back and forth. I suppose you have to give up on the idea that you can maintain your high board structure with the 5 point and the 6 point, and you have to be able to see that you do have chances of filling those gaps back in that you've just vacated. And then he brings them down to the 13. I don't know what this sort of stuff, but generally, well, it's not even general. Like, if you have to leave a shot, then as an alternative, then it must be better to put 2 in the air. The other thing is that, I mean, you could play something like, if you don't want to go to the 2 point, then you could play something ridiculous and safe, like 9 to 6. You could lift the checkers from the 9 point and put them on the 6 point. Or you could play 2 to the 3 point. The other thing to say is the play is complicated because you can't move your back checkers. It would be natural to point on the 5 point and move your back checkers. Anyway, so he does make the 10 with the 5, leaving like a few shots. What's going on here? I roll a 4-5, and here I make a big mistake, which he pointed out after the game. And I just didn't see this really at all, that I've got a 5 to play. And again, this is like a visual thing. That I prefer the visual appeal of of not playing behind the anchor. But you can't just play according to visual precepts. You have to kind of be able to be willing to break them at times. And so I wish I could go back to this. Oh, I know I can. Yes, I can. Okay, give me 1 sec. And then I can just scoot back to here. So what I should have done is just hit on the ace point. And I don't know how difficult or easy this is for people, but I didn't see that basically he's got such a strong board that it's just not feasible to and this is what I'm going to get the arrows going here. Beautiful, look at that. It's not feasible to hit because of all the stuff he has on me. It's just too dangerous to hit on the 2 point. What am I trying to say? What the fuck am I trying to say here? But yeah, so what I'm trying to say is I kind of still like the play. I kind of still like this if it works, but it's just too dangerous. So it's not that the play doesn't have any merit. It's what you want to do. You want to play purely. So in other words, it's too easy to dismiss this as, oh, I understand this and let's move on. It's too risky. But you've got to look deeply into the position in order to be able to improve and move on from where you were. And I think the key for me to see is that it is valuable to make my play and it is desirable in some aspects, but it's just too risky to do. And therefore I have to be prepared to sometimes find plays which are not giving away the house, not too risky, and they will keep me in the game. In other words, if I do this, then he's got clear market losing rolls, massive market losing rolls. Apparently he doesn't quite have a cube yet, but okay, can we go back to that? Okay, we've got my keyboard now screwing up, so we can take the battery out and it can't do it anymore. Yeah, so that was for me how I can start getting over that error. So let's go back to the thing. What does he produce? I can't see. Can show me what. So he rolls the 2-6, hits twice, and even on that roll I would have been so much better off. And now I was thinking that this was probably too good, but I was wrong. You can see by the analysis. More ad. Fuck you now. How many adverts does Mate have in his videos? Give me 1 second, guys, because now I need my keyboard. So he does cube, and obviously it's an easy decision, but let's go back to that why and how it was a cube. I didn't really get a chance to look at the position. Oh, computer equipment is a complete cunt. Alright. Need to go back here, and let's just pause it here. Okay, so, and then if I go back actually to there, Kazuki green on roll, and he's got all this stuff, and I've got 4 there. So why isn't it too good? It's not even close, and I don't know the answer, so I'm just saying from my point of view, I have a tendency, or I had a tendency to overvalue his position. Actually on plus it gets a lot better for him, but it's still not close to being too good. And I've got to admit, I mean, does anyone see it? I don't really see it. Obviously I can see I've got the 6, 5 and 4. So he's got rolls like 2-1, 3-1 is maybe things like 3-1, 5-1 is okay. I don't really know why it's why I'm overvaluing this position for him, but I suppose I've always got the ace point. I'm not really sure. Okay, anyway, so let's move on. So a big one by me, his double 3 is wrong, and then another follow-up, another 5-4. Maybe I just don't know how to play 5-4. Four three splits. Okay, 4-3 is easy. I know this. It's not pretty to have to strip a spare from the 8 point, but you have to do it. So 5-6, he has to come in and out. I'll remember this. I got tricked into making some flashy play and I just hit the clock. So what's going on here? what's going on here. Here's the start. And obviously what I'm trying to do is capitalize on his 2 blots out there. But why is it so bad? And I don't really know, actually. I suppose because I leave 2 blots myself, that's obvious. I mean, I would never make this play. That's the first thing to say. So I got seduced into... I saw something and then I kind of just thought, oh, that looks nice, I'll just play it. But that kind of motivation is obviously the worst motivation you can have for making a backgammon play. I mean, at least I recognise it, and I guess it's not the only time it comes up. The other thing is that I should have looked at is to what extent his number's duplicated if I just make the normal play. So his 5-4 is somewhat duplicated in that he wants to hit me, but he will also make the 9 point. I'm just going to draw an arrow because I can. And then, yeah, other than that, I'm not really exactly sure why. Maybe it's just that you get hit with 2-6. It's much worse to be hit with a 1 or a 2-6 or a 5-3 or a double 5. And this way, you say, well, I give up on trying to stop me make the 5 point or the 4 point, but I'm not going to get hit. So maybe my priority is not to get hit on the ace point or on the 8 point. Something like that. I mean, I don't fully understand it. So I just go for it, and then Kazuki's stopping to think. No, I am. What's going on? Oh, he fanned. Okay, sorry. He fanned. I'm 2-0 down, and this is obviously, it's reasonable to cube this. Nothing particularly difficult or about this decision. When you're 2-0 down and you've got something, it's they're kind of easy spots. And then this was really difficult. I've got a double 2 to play from here. I got a double 2. So I come back from the UBC saying, oh, well, everyone goes, oh, you played well, but I'm like thinking, oh, I could have played so much better. But actually these last few mistakes that I'm going through are not things that I think I would definitely get right. I mean, so I have to admit that I would get them wrong if I had similar positions or even the same position on the board. Maybe not the same, but if I had similar positions, I'd be liable to get them wrong because I didn't fully understand what was going on. And so, aside from going through them for subscribers or people that are interested in them, the value for me is that I can go through them and try and identify what I'm not getting. And that's obviously difficult. It's not going to come immediately, and I give lessons and people, I suppose, want some sort of immediate thing that's going to improve their backgammon playing ability, but you know, it comes from understanding and changing habits. But anyway, so back to this double 2. It's difficult for me because I know I want to hit I have 2 competing objectives, of course. I want to hit the guy on the... I can hit the guy on the 16, but then if I do hit him, then I don't bring checkers in close to be able to complete the blitz. So then I have to think, well, what's more important, to hit him on the outside and get all those checkers moving, or bring checkers in close for the blitz? And now looking at it, I don't remember what the answer is. I just know I made a mistake. I don't know how you decide on this play, but clearly my tendency is to hit with checkers that I'll be able to compete a blitz with, which is what I did. Okay, so if we go to what the computer likes, it's really not easy actually. So the initial is this. So the computer wants to button up, and I just don't think I would ever have seen this. So this is the computer play, and when you've done this play, then you just don't have direct covers for the 1 point. You don't have your checkers split, so you have fewer builders, I suppose. The second best play is to still make the 8 point. So I don't know what I'm not seeing on this. It's really difficult. Hitting on the outside is not even in the. I'm gonna have to enter the move to see. Show all moves. Will that help? 24-16 isn't even there. So what I'm trying to do by comparing the strength of the moves is to see what the most important feature of the position is. This I would never get right. Alright, go back to the initial. So what could possibly be going on here? Maybe you say, well, I might get hit back on the ace point, and if I do, then I want to have a solid position. Maybe that's one thing that goes on. So if you can get that concept that sometimes you're going to play to get hit, then maybe you have a chance of getting this play right. So what was this? Still making the 8. Second best play, still making the 8. Third best play, still making the 8. Okay, go back to the initial. I don't want this to be too arduous and boring. So if we go back to the initial, we see that all the best players are making the 8. Just shoring up the position. So what's so important about the 8 point? I don't know. But I'm just looking at it to get it in my head somehow. Again, hitting on the 16 is no way, not even close. In fact, all these plays, this is a position where almost all the plays are better than mine, and they're all fairly close because they all involve hitting, which can't be bad. Okay, I don't know really what more I can say about that play, but let's go back to the video and let's click on play, and I'm going to think about this double 2 for ages, and I'm going to read Simon's very helpful comment. I guess you avoid horrid doubles, and combined with the checker on the ace, you can't play that loose. You're still likely to make the 5 or hit the third checker. So I think that's a really good comment. Well, I think one aspect of that comment is definitely something I agree with and think is very valuable, although you can over exaggerate the importance of it, which is that you should sometimes play to avoid your opponent's good doubles. So he had like double 5, double 3, double 2, double 1, which were all good for him. So I'm not really sure. So that's definitely a point. That's definitely an aspect. But I think maybe we're going to say that the checker on the ace is the key, and that maybe if you can, again I'm repeating myself, if you can see the checker on the ace as something that's going to get hit, then you might be more likely to make a solid play. And I didn't see that at all, so I'm not going to consider that. You can see that I'm just trying to maximize builders, which is not the right idea. People use this phrase idea. So my idea is fine if I don't get hit, and I do get hit, and so I've got 5 blots, including the one on the bar. So yeah, Simon, I think you're a fan, and then I fan. This is exactly what happens. So now I got 2 in the air. If I'd have just played safe, things would have been a lot easier to play as well. So I kind of got this loose position. I don't really know what the hell I'm doing. Maybe we can work out why the 8 is so important. It's really interesting though. I know this is kind of high level maybe. I'm not trying to say that I'm high level or anything, but it's... So the double 3 is sort of forced really, I have to hit. Now I've got the 8 point again. I can sort of appreciate the value of it now. Kazuki will probably come in and safety the checker on the 9 point. So we don't want to play too loose when we've got a blot that's going to get hit. We don't need to. Even if we've queued and we're 2-0 down, we don't want to do that. So I think what I was thinking here with this 5-4 is whether or not I could really go for the 3 point, because I wanted to make the 3 point above the 2 point. And I'm thinking about it. Again, maybe my tendency is to play too loose. I think it is. 5-1, I don't think he's got anything better than just to run all the way. I've got 4 men back, he just needs to escape. So 3 point would have been wrong. 5-1 is obvious. 3-2, well, I've already hit with a 2, and then you can see I don't know what to do, whether I should split, but again, if we're talking about looseness or safety, then playing 24-21 would be loose, and so therefore maybe 13-10 is more solid, is better. 3-2 is an easy play for him, he just makes a 22, and I've got a difficult position which all stems from this double 2 play, and now this double 4 is very difficult. So what can I say about these double 4s? Well, I don't want to play them from the 22 to the 14. Let me just pause the video, go back to XG proper. I don't want to play them all to the 14, because then that would be liable to get my backmen primed. So I kind of realised that I want to get my backmen moving. So maybe 24-20 twice is mandatory. And then if I'm going to do that, then maybe I don't want to play, again, I haven't looked at the answer and I can't remember what it was. If I play them from the 24 point, I don't really want to make the 18, because then I've got 2 difficult anchors to clear. Or like I said, if I go to the 14 point, one of the advantages of that is that clearing the 14 point won't be that difficult. Assuming that I get to a position where I can want to clear it from, because the race is close here, so I don't really know whether I will want to clear it. So let's look at the answer and see, because this is, again, okay, so I did make I wonder why I did that. I did make the 20 and the 18. Maybe I figured I was not far enough in the race to think about clearing anchors. but the best play, they're very close. So what can you learn from a play like this? Well, not really that much. If they're all very close, you can only speculate. Maybe Simon will chime in, I don't know. But thank you so much for, yeah, very helpful to get a discussion going, because it's, and in any case, really horrible play that you really just don't know how to. I mean, you could even do something like play one man from the 24. That's even feasible. Doubles, with doubles there are so many options that it makes it difficult. Back to the video though. I can't remember if I counted the race. I'm only thinking about the race now. Maybe I sometimes think it's better not to count race and just look at the position visually. And like looking at this now, this is probably why I made the play, and it looks appealing to make those anchors. Then I can kind of come off with one checker from either of the anchors and not. Okay, is this 4? So he rolled 6, 4, 3, 2. He had to do that. Double 6, I think, is pretty much forced, isn't it? Pretty much. I'm not going to go too much into that play because I don't want to labour it too much. Then it looks like he's got a double 4. Oh, he thought about this for ages. And I didn't see this at the time. So can anyone guess, I mean, what's the right play here? He thought about this for a long, long time. And I admit, at the time I could feel that I wasn't seeing things ultra clearly. But I had a bias on what I think he should have done, but I could sense that I wasn't completely in the zone, and that if I was honest enough with myself that I wasn't really sure what he should have done. I hadn't really given it proper thought. So he can definitely do this, he can hit, and then he's got one more to play. But okay, I'm not, without giving too much away, so you can, if you can hit and cover, that's good. So then he would have one more to play, and that would be awkward. This is where I think I struggle with backgammon. I rely too much on the patterns and not creating so-called ugly positions. But if you only ever play purely, or if you have a tendency to play purely, then you're going to miss loads of plays. So this is the pure play. It keeps your checkers. Yeah, I wasn't even sure what the start was. So we've got 4 on the 8, 4 on the 13, and then we've got the, yeah. So this is hitting and then splitting to the 14, so leaving like 3 blots. And this is just playing 2 to the 18. This is what it would look like after the non-hitting play. It just looks so weird. And again, like if you're only thinking about how weird or not weird a position looks, then maybe you're not playing good backgammon. This looks not weird. This looks kind of good and natural. But you've got to look at the what is actually happening in the position. So I've got a 3-point board. This leaves 14 threes. plus it leaves 5-1, that's 16 shots. It leaves double shots. And this just sort of gives up on trying to win the game by hitting and just, it seems like it's resigning in some sort of way. Yeah, having the anchor on the 18 is great when he has two loose checkers in front. When I've got two loose checkers in front. Oh, when he has two loose checkers or when I do? I mean, I'm assuming everyone can see the attraction of hitting. So he's played one. I don't know why I've got confused position. He's played one. You can see that he wants to make the anchor because he hasn't played. He could play 22-18, 18-14, 14-10. Okay, let's pause it. So he doesn't hit, and let's see. Where we are. And so he's behind in the race, and the answer is to actually make the 5 point. But I think at the time I said to myself that I was going to hit. And Kazuki told me afterwards that it's a big blunder to hit, but it's not a big blunder to hit at all. So I haven't looked at this position actually. This is really... No, he didn't actually look at the... Did he look at the hitting play that goes to the 10 points? So, in fact, so 22-18 coming out, this play he did look at. This play. Hello? Why is it not showing the right play? I'm not sure. That's very weird. I don't know what's happening there. It's not showing the right play. Jeez. Oh, I know why. Yeah, I know why. So it's all very close. It's because my keyboard is screwing up. Please don't do this. Right, okay, so this, the play that he looked at, and this was this, I would have done this and it would have been a mistake, but I was sure that this was right and it's not right. But like I said, Kazuki said that hitting was a blunder, so I went away thinking, oh, I've got to completely rejig my ideas on whether or not you should hit when you're ahead in a 7-point match and you're leading 2-0. The best play on plus is to just not hit. That's what he didn't. For some reason he wanted to make the 4 point, and then, like you can see, hitting isn't all that bad. Okay. Hitting is a small error, exactly. Okay. Then what? Then what? Then what? Then what? I can hardly see anything on the screen. What's going on? Oh, I know what's going on. So 6-1 to play. Yeah, I overthought the position completely. It's not that there's no logic in this play, so I went for safety because I'm ahead in the race, but this is just... Why would I do that? Yeah, and if I have the 5 point, then he can't really always hit me with stuff, so I think that's what's going on. But let's continue. Let's none of these plays are like super easy. This is definitely not easy. I mean, and this is an example of why I wanted the 5 point. Would he have hit with 3-1? I don't think so. So he does just play 13-10-4-3, but it's slightly better to play safe. The easy play 5-3, okay. Double 1. Hitting. You've got to make, again, safety. I'm going to think about safety more often. But that's easy. Silly fan. Okay, 6-4's easy, comes out. Let's not give the answers away. I need a new... So I run an iMac Retina 27-inch that I bought in 2014. I think it's okay. I'm not sure if a new computer would make much difference to streaming speed. So let's go back to this double 1. Double 1. So I don't know why. Oh, I played 10-8. Okay. Fine. I think I would have gone for 2-1 twice, keeping the spare on the 10 point. Okay, I'm not sure why it's such a big error, but anyway. He has a 5-3. I'm not sure what he's thinking. I can't see the fucking screen. What's going on? Obviously, I'm not going to come up. I can still get out with 6s. That seems obvious. And then... Again, maybe we are just... It's difficult to find the balance between overthinking and the line between overthinking and just trying to work it out and work through. I just thought that if he switches, then it simply gives me an easier, a higher point that I can come in on. So I wouldn't have switched. I was unsure about this move. Let's have a look. With the double one. It's fucking up again. Yeah, so the keyboard is nothing to do with the computer. The keyboard has got, the delete key is stuck, so it's stuck in the delete key position, and so it keeps pressing delete. But if I disconnect the keyboard, then I can't switch scenes on OBS. So I have to keep the keyboard connected, and it's reverting back to the beginning of the game every time. Sometimes if I bang it really hard, it helps. Okay, so this was the double two. And the normal play is just to make the 5 point, and then if that's enough for me. I mean, if he doesn't roll sixes enough to make it necessary to break down your position and do this, and then it's going to be very difficult to make the 4 point. And when I come in on the 4 and I've got such a strong board, I think that's the key to it. When you've got such a strong board, you don't want to switch too much. So that's what that would have been my logic anyway. I come in and out. 6-4, I suppose, would have run to the 13. And he misses. Okay, whatever, that's obvious, right? I think I would have given up the mid. How bad is that? Not too bad. Alright, easy plays. So, some interesting decisions, and now nothing really that interesting. Nothing really that interesting. Oh, it's reverting back again. I hope you can hear me smashing the keyboard. Okay. Alright, so nothing to, not much to, although I don't remember what happened. This was only 3 weeks ago. I mean, I probably could if I set my mind to it. Ah, yeah, I think I remember. He redoubled. I knew it wasn't a redouble. Yeah. What am I doing? Get on with it. I'm shaking so much for. And there's another thing that's pissing me off is that I don't know why they did that. It doesn't look very good for the stream, that's for certain. These quizzes. Yeah, right. So I'm just trying to stop my delete key from deleting every time. That's all I'm doing. Sorry about this. And then he redoubles. I mean, to me, this is a really easy decision. Let me stop this and then go to XG. For me, anyway. Maybe it's not, seeing that Kazuki is quite a good player. Okay, so yeah, so match equities, I can pass and have like 24%. I can pass and have 24%, or I can take and have 64. Is that right? So my potential gain is 40. But if I take and lose, then I will have 9%. So my potential loss is 13. So I'm risking 13 to gain 40. So my take point should be 13 over 53, but that's only my dead cube take point. Like, I'm going to be able to recube quite early on, because I'll be so far down in the match. So 13 over 53 is like 25%. But like I said, it's only my dead cube take point. My potential gain, if I recube, and is to win the match. So let's say my potential gain is just to win the match completely. Then I'm risking 13 to gain, is it 76? So assuming I cube immediately, which I don't, then my take point is something like 13 over 89, which is maybe 14%, something like that. I don't know if I can bring up the cube information thing, but anyway, like, let's say that you just don't do all the match equity calculations. All you need to know is that your take point's kind of low here, 20, maybe 20%, something like that. So, in other words, or you could just say that even for money this is a take, without getting complicated. And he's got an open 3-point. So I don't know what else to say about it. Yeah, I mean, let's go back just one sec. The position itself, you can just add, he's got 52, he's 52, 58. You could add like 4 pips to his, for the gap. You could maybe even add more. But he's still got quite a strong position. He's winning 73% of the time. I'm not exactly sure why. So he does recube. So what, I'm thinking of recubing. Okay, so what's going on here? Oh, this is, I got this wrong. So he can pass. If he passes my recube, he has 36%. So his take point's 36%. Is that right? I think so. Yeah, so I should just be wary and know that he's got a very high take point. So I can't let it get down to a position where I've got normal checker distribution for a normal cube. I've got to make sure that if I've got like maybe 55%, then I don't miss doubling. So I just had to go out and kick the cat for no reason. Okay, and now what's going on? Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Sorry, this terrible stream. Why am I thinking? What's going on? Oh, he's got a double four. What is he doing? Okay, he's entitled to think though. So I'm not going to recube just when I've got like 20%, but I might recube when I've got 55 or something. I'm not sure. The question is, like, if you've got a last roll position, I guess I would cube if I had one checker on the 5, one on the 2, and he had 2 on the ace. I would cube that. Smash the also smash the cat. All right. So what I've learned from this match is to play safe. So 4-1, 6-4, of course, he makes the 2 point, and then I fan. It's the best place for me. So even after all these years, I still don't have a clue how to play this game. Not a clue. I mean, the 4 is forced, so I can't make a mistake there, and then coming down is actually slightly wrong. 4-2 I would have got hit anyway. Ah, now the delete keys. And then the last 5 I don't really know. I mean, I know I play 11 to 6 and I can see it's right, but I'm not really sure. But coming out would be wrong. I think my thinking with these plays is that I want to make the anchor, so I stay on the 20 point. Fucking hell, please give me just... What? Okay, I can't cope with this, so I'm just going to carry on from where it left off. 5-3, I saw a hit. I don't really know what happened. Where am I? What's going on? How can there be so many moves? So 4-2. You're welcome, Simon. Thank you for your contribution. I'm going to go back to XG. Okay, so I probably make the 9 point. I'm not sure about this either. Oh God. Here we are, so double 3. Just waiting for this stream to end. What a nightmare. There's always some sort of technical thing going wrong. So if it wasn't Crawford, this would be a difficult decision, but because you don't care about being gammoned, I think this probably wins the most games, but yeah. Okay, making 21 was fine. So I can just make the come out to the 18, make the 12 point, and then come out. But I didn't do that. Oh, because I can hit twice. Okay. I can do that. Yeah, this 4-2 is not easy. If you split, you leave lots of shots. I'm afraid I'm going to have to scoot through the rest of this, because without the keyboard it's difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'll go back to XG from where we left off. So I had a 4-2. I was right not to split. Kazuki rolled a 5-1. And he could have broken the 12, but it would have given me too many numbers. And I have a similar decision. I think I should have just played. I got seduced by playing safe. But now he's broken his 6 points, so there's no need to do that. (4-3) comes out to the 15, yep. Then I had a very good double 2, where I'm going to make the 5, that's obvious. 3-2, I think he just slots the 3 point. That's interesting, he didn't do it, that's surprising. Now I have to leave a shot, then he hits. Double 3 comes all the way out and gets a man safe. In fact, with this double 1 he should slot with the last ace. That's difficult. I roll a pretty good double 3, hitting and coming to the 13. He comes in and out, and then I just play safe. But no, I should have actually hit to stop him from developing, I guess. But that's difficult. Okay, just a quick scoot through because this stream is broken. The whole thing is broken, the keyboard's broken. So we got to here, I brought it home safely, that's fine. We got to 6-1. He rolls a 3-1, I double. Of course he takes after rolling a 6-1, a 3-1. No errors, so we can just go through because we're going to stop. 6-1, what a great roll. And before I do go, I'm just going to have a recap on this, my or maybe some of Kazuki's errors and see if we've sort of learnt something from them. But double 5, he comes home. Yeah, big joker. 2-1. Oh, I remember the end of this. Yes, there was an interesting decision here. I played, yeah, make the board. Yeah, this was really interesting and it's close, but I should have broken the board. Should have broken the board before I break the cat's neck. I thought about it for a long time, and I can see now that, yeah, I would prefer not to get hit. So that was the end of the match. He brought it home safely, but let's go back to these. This is... I played 24-20, 11-6, and it's natural. It's another natural play, but it's splitting my 3 back checkers, which is nice to obtain advanced anchor, but for not that much gain, for not all that much gain, where I can keep the back anchor. So even though I've got a strong board, I want to keep the back anchor where I can. I think that's what's going on here. Even though I've got a strong board, it doesn't mean that you then just go all out for an advanced anchor. Like, so for example, playing 24-15 splits all the back checkers, gives him something for nothing. So I can do something constructive and not give him everything. And doing something constructive could even be 23-14, but keeping some of the anchors. And then his double 3 where, yeah, he should have just made the point. And then again, doing something constructive but not giving everything away. So I'm playing too big a lot of the time. I'm playing too loose. Like with a double 2. Too loose. That's pretty much it. So I made 2 big blunders with the fight with 2 5-4s back to back, and that was pretty much it. Okay, I will have a new keyboard soon and everything. Thanks for watching. See you later. I will do some more matches when everything's working better.